Warning! Warning! Warning!
Early morning shooting involving Lakeland Police Department officers left the Winter Haven teenager dead. The incident took place during a gathering of about 200 people in the parking lot of Salem's Gyros and Subs restaurant. A Lakeland Police Department spokesman, Gary Gross, said the agency received a call from an employee at Salem's requesting officers to clear the parking lot at 101 East Memorial Boulevard at the intersection with North Florida Avenue. Michael Jerome Taylor of Winter Haven died after being shot by officers from the Lakeland Police Department. Officers responded at 2:21 a.m. to a call from an employee at the Salem's about a large crowd gathering in the parking lot. Officers allegedly attempted to clear the parking lot of people loitering when Officer Raj Patel noticed the black Chevrolet Camaro that fit the description of a vehicle stolen from Winter Haven, Florida. The vehicle was reportedly stolen to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, and it was parked sideways facing southwest, as shown in the video here. As multiple officers approached the vehicle, the driver, later identified as Michael Taylor, attempted to flee by rapidly accelerating the car, which in the officer's mind that he was placing the officers and others in immediate danger. The vehicle accelerated south, and according to the police, it was headed towards Officer Marcus Neal, putting him in fear for his life, and he fired at the vehicle. Two other officers also fired at the vehicle as it accelerated through the parking lot, striking several vehicles and a utility pole. The Camaro continued south, hitting another vehicle and propelling it into the wall of an adjacent building, Bike and Barn. At some point, a female passenger jumped out of the stolen vehicle and was detained by Lakeland Police Department. And I don't see how she didn't get hit. But let's just be thankful that she didn't. Officers then removed Taylor's slumped body from the driver's seat and immediately started rendering first aid to him. A firearm was found on the driver's side floorboard of the Camaro, so says the Lakeland Police Department. Taylor was transported to Lakeland Regional Health Medical Center and was later declared dead. The Lakeland Police Department said it was unclear how many times the suspect was shot or how many rounds the officers let off. But the Lakeland Police Department's Violent Crimes Unit and the state's attorney office responded to the scene. Surveillance video of the ordeal was taken from a camera fixed at Salem, showing the entire 42-second episode. Taylor was on felony probation as a violent offender of special concern under the Anti-Murder Act for robbery with a weapon, burglary while armed, fleeing in a elude with a high-speed chase, burglary of a conveyance, and grand theft auto. The loaded gun found in the Camaro had previously been stolen. The female passenger was apprehended at the scene and placed into custody, and the Lakeland Police Department didn't identify her at the time because she was a witness to the homicide. But Patel at the time was 23 years old, and he had been with the Lakeland Police Department for 18 months. And Neal, the second officer, was 28 years old at the time, and he'd been with the department for only 1 year. And the third officer, Joseph Novice, was 25, and he also was involved in the shooting. But no information about how long he was with the agency at the time of the shooting was released, as was the agency policy following officer-involved shooting was that the 3 officers have been placed on administrative leave for 3 days. The crime scene was left as is for quite some time, with the yellow tape crime scene surrounding the parking lot, and the black Camaro remained in the same place that the shooting had occurred, with its front end touching the parked car that crushed into the bike barn wall. Bullet holes could be seen in the rear window and the left and right side panels. Salem that year was the site of an incident earlier Thanksgiving morning in which a melee broke out and several people was arrested. The eatery is a regularly gathering spot for people who congregate after nightclubs that close 2 a.m. Many of the people who gathered at Salem's migrant from rumors a nightclub at 935 East Memorial Boulevard and the Town Center Shopping Plaza, about 6 blocks east of Salem's, and you can see why it's so attractive, because it closed at 4 a.m. But records provided by LPD shows that the agency received 203 calls for service from the vicinity of Salem's in that past year. The calls included narcotics violations, fightings, theft, assault, and battery, plus a hit-and-run incident on September 23rd of that year. The records indicated that LPD received 325 calls from the vicinity of rumors for things such as narcotics violations, fights, assaults, and batteries, and an episode of shots fired on April 2nd of that year. Salem's is a small chain of restaurants based in Tampa, and Polk County officials are said to look into the small franchise to see if they're following protocols to ensure the safety of the public. Family of Michael Taylor took to the streets in protest, and his mother had this to say.
How you conduct such a weary traffic stop. I've never seen a traffic stop like that. How do you conduct a traffic stop like that? Usually lights come from behind and you're giving a warning or something. I didn't see that on the video nowhere to say they were conducting an official traffic stop. Mike was fun and jovial, and like my sister said, he was fearless. The first time we went snorkeling and I was so scared, he said, "I'll go first." So Mike was fearless.
Other close families and friends also chimed in as well, saying,
Mama came to me crying, and then she told me he got shot. Stayed out of trouble just to be here for Christmas.
He didn't even get to live his life yet. That's the bad part about it.
If the police wanted to stop the car, they would have shot the tires and not him. Right now, my brother could be alive.
I just want my cousin to know I love him so much. Like, it was better ways, for them to, if they wanted him out of the car, it was better ways. He didn't deserve that.
They say Taylor was behind the wheel of a stolen Camaro and started violently accelerating, nearly running over an officer. We've paused the video before police fired several shots into the car, killing Taylor. Tonight, several coming back to where the deadly encounter happened. ABC Action News has learned police responded to the area around Salem's Fresh Eats more than 200 times in the past year.
I don't know Mike personally, but I'm a mother, I'm a human being, and justice needs to be served. Lakeland Police Department has a job to protect and serve, and they're doing the opposite.